Have you ever woken up in the morning and just felt old? Not in your spirit, but in your body. Maybe your knees feel tight, your back is sore, your stomach feels uneasy, or your energy seems to drain before the day even begins. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone and you're not imagining it. There comes a point when aches, bloating, and that heavy fatigue become part of daily life. But it doesn't have to stay that way. You don't need another prescription. You don't need another bottle of pills. What if I told you there's something simple, something safe, that's already in your kitchen and might help you feel better every single day? It's not a miracle. It's not a trend. It's a quiet, natural combination that's been helping people ease discomfort, improve digestion, support circulation, and restore natural energy, all without the harsh chemicals or complicated routines. If you've been searching for something real, something gentle that actually makes a difference, stay with me, because what I'm about to share could be the smallest change that leads to the biggest shift in how you feel, inside and out. Let's begin. 1. The simple remedy that's already in your kitchen. Now, let's talk about what this simple remedy actually is and why it matters more than most people realize. In almost every home, there are two common items sitting quietly on a shelf or tucked in a cabinet. One is apple cider vinegar, the other is baking soda. On their own, you might use them in the kitchen, maybe for cleaning, or even for the occasional home remedy. But when used together, in the right way, they create a natural, balanced drink that's surprisingly powerful, especially for older adults. This drink isn't some trendy detox or overnight fix. It's a gentle way to support your body from the inside out. It works with your system, not against it. And the benefits? They're not small. People have reported less joint stiffness, calmer digestion, easier sleep, more steady energy during the day, even better circulation and blood pressure support. And the best part, it doesn't involve medication, doesn't cost much, and it doesn't require a big lifestyle change. In just a few minutes a day with 2 ingredients and a glass of warm water, you may be able to feel lighter, more comfortable, and more in control of your body again. We'll go deeper into how it works, the science behind it, and most importantly, how to use it safely. But first, I want you to pause and think about this. What would your day look like if your body felt just a little bit better, naturally? If that idea feels hopeful, then stay with me. We're just getting started. 2. Why it works. The gentle science behind the blend. Let's take a moment to understand why this simple drink can make such a difference, especially as we get older. First, let's look at apple cider vinegar. When it's raw and unfiltered, it contains something called the mother, a cloudy substance full of natural enzymes and friendly bacteria. These help your digestive system do its job more smoothly. It also contains acetic acid, which can support your body in processing sugar and fats, and may even help your cells absorb nutrients more efficiently. Now, let's talk about baking soda. You probably think of it as something for baking or keeping your fridge fresh, but inside your body, it plays an even more important role. Baking soda helps balance your internal pH levels. That's the acid and alkaline environment that affects everything from your joints to your digestion. A more balanced pH can mean less inflammation, better energy, and fewer issues like acid reflux. When you mix these 2 ingredients in warm water, something interesting happens. The acid in the vinegar reacts with the alkaline in the baking soda. It creates a mild fizz, and what you're left with is a neutralized, balanced drink that's much gentler on your stomach than vinegar alone. This little reaction does more than just make bubbles. It makes the drink easier for your body to absorb. It also helps calm the stomach, support your gut, and create an internal environment where healing and balance can begin. And here's something many people don't know. Our bodies naturally change as we age. Digestion slows down. We produce less stomach acid. That can lead to bloating,
gas, and even nutrient deficiencies. This drink gently supports your system, giving your body a bit of what it's missing and helping it function the way it's supposed to. So no, it's not a cure-all, but it is a quiet, supportive tool you can use daily to help your body work better.
3. The real benefits. What this drink can do for your body. Benefit 1. Easing joint pain and reducing chronic inflammation. Joint pain is more than just an annoyance. For many older adults, it becomes a quiet thief, stealing comfort, mobility, and even confidence. It makes you hesitate before standing. It makes stairs feel taller. And it slowly chips away at the joy of everyday things like gardening, walking, or simply opening a jar. Painkillers may offer short-term relief, but they often come with side effects, upset stomachs, drowsiness, or even new health concerns. That's why many people are now turning to natural support, something that doesn't just mask the pain, but helps the body address what's causing it. This is where apple cider vinegar and baking soda come in. Apple cider vinegar is rich in compounds like acetic acid and natural antioxidants. These support mineral absorption, which can help your bones and joints get what they need to stay flexible and strong. It also helps break down uric acid, a common trigger of joint inflammation, especially in the hands, feet, and knees. Baking soda, on the other hand, helps your body maintain a balanced pH. When the body becomes too acidic, something that can happen with poor diet, medications, or stress, it creates an environment where inflammation can thrive. By gently alkalizing your system, baking soda helps calm this environment and may reduce the pressure and swelling in joints. The result isn't a dramatic overnight cure. It's something quieter and often more powerful. Less morning stiffness, less swelling, more confidence in your steps, and for many, the simple joy of movement returning without needing to push through pain to get there. Benefit 2. Calming digestion and relieving acid reflux. As we get older, digestion can become a daily struggle. Meals that once brought joy start bringing discomfort, gas, bloating, that heavy, stuffed feeling after eating, even when you didn't eat that much. And for many, the worst part is the burning of acid reflux that shows up right when you're trying to relax at night. This kind of discomfort isn't just frustrating, it steals energy, interrupts sleep, and makes you second guess the foods you once loved. Many seniors are given acid-reducing medications, and while they can be helpful, they're not always the best long-term solution. That's because sometimes the issue isn't too much acid, it's too little. As we age, the stomach produces less hydrochloric acid. This slows digestion and allows food to sit longer in the stomach, which causes fermentation, gas, and that familiar reflux. Apple cider vinegar, when taken before a meal, acts as a gentle aid, helping the stomach regain its rhythm. It adds enzymes and acidity in a natural way, helping break down food and reducing that lingering fullness. But taken alone, vinegar can be harsh, especially on an empty stomach. That's where baking soda helps. It reacts with the acid, creating a mild, balanced drink that soothes rather than stings. It buffers the acidity just enough to protect the stomach lining while still giving your digestive system the support it needs. The result? Less bloating, less gas, less reflux, and a better night's sleep because your food is settling comfortably, not creeping up your throat. For many, it's the first time in years they've been able to lie flat after dinner without fear. This isn't about restricting food, it's about freeing your body to enjoy food again without discomfort.
Benefit 3. Supporting circulation and blood pressure naturally. Blood pressure is often called the silent issue because you usually don't feel it until it's too late. One day you're at a routine checkup and the nurse takes a second reading. It's a little high, they say. Suddenly you're handed new prescriptions, stern advice, and a fresh worry you didn't have before. But high blood pressure doesn't start all at once. It builds quietly through poor circulation, stress, inflammation, and sometimes just the natural wear of aging arteries. That's why so many older adults are surprised when something as simple as a warm glass of water with apple cider vinegar and baking soda can help make a difference. Apple cider vinegar has been studied for its ability to improve blood flow and support the body's production of nitric oxide, a molecule that helps blood vessels relax and widen. This allows blood to move more freely, reducing pressure and strain on the heart. It's like oiling the engine of your body, helping it run more smoothly without overworking. Baking soda supports this in a different way. Its alkalizing effect may help reduce oxidative stress, the internal rust that builds up from inflammation and poor diet. A more balanced pH can reduce this load, easing tension in blood vessels and supporting overall heart function. Combined, these ingredients support the body's natural systems without adding strain. Over time, people have reported steadier blood pressure readings, warmer hands and feet from improved circulation, and fewer dizzy spells when standing up. And while this drink should never replace medication where it's needed, it offers something just as valuable: a sense of control. A reminder that you can still take small steps to care for your heart every day, naturally and gently. Benefit 4: restoring natural energy and reducing everyday fatigue. Fatigue has a way of sneaking up on you. At first, it's just an extra nap here or there. Then you notice it takes longer to get moving in the morning. The stairs seem steeper. Even folding laundry or walking out to the mailbox starts to feel like a chore. And yet, most people shrug it off. "I'm just getting older," they say. But what if that tiredness wasn't simply age, but a sign that your body is struggling to keep up with daily demands? The truth is, as we grow older, several changes affect our energy. Digestion slows down, so we absorb fewer nutrients. Inflammation builds, which quietly drains vitality. Blood sugar becomes less stable. Even the mitochondria, the little engines inside your cells that create energy, begin to slow down. That's where the apple cider vinegar and baking soda blend quietly steps in. Apple cider vinegar contains enzymes and small amounts of minerals like potassium. These help your body break down food more efficiently, stabilize blood sugar levels, and support metabolic function. It gives your cells the tools they need to produce steady natural energy, not the spike and crash you get from caffeine or sugar. Baking soda in turn helps balance your internal environment. When the body is too acidic, it can impair oxygen delivery to cells and slow down essential chemical reactions. A more alkaline state helps your body use oxygen better, which means improved energy and endurance at the cellular level. Together, they support what your body is already trying to do. Run efficiently, stay balanced, and keep your mind and muscles alert throughout the day. People often report feeling more clear-headed in the afternoon. They move through their day with less effort. One woman described it perfectly. "It's not like I got younger, I just stopped feeling heavy all the time." And that's the power of natural energy. It's not loud or overwhelming. It's quiet, steady, dependable. The kind of energy that lets you say yes to a walk, a call with a grandchild, a small project you'd been putting off. It's not about doing more. It's about feeling more alive while doing what matters.
5. How to use this drink safely and effectively. One of the most beautiful things about this drink is how simple it is to make, and yet how meaningful the results can be. There's no complicated schedule, no expensive ingredients, and no overwhelming list of steps. Just a glass, a few common items from your kitchen, and a few moments set aside for yourself. Here's how to do it the right way. Start with 6 to 8 ounces of warm water. Not too hot, just warm enough to feel comforting and gentle on your stomach. Add 1 teaspoon of raw organic apple cider vinegar. If possible, choose one that says "with the mother" on the label. That means it still contains the beneficial enzymes and natural bacteria that support digestion and health. Then add 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Make sure it's plain baking soda, no added flavorings or ingredients. Add it slowly and let the fizz settle for a moment before stirring. Drink this slowly, ideally once a day, about 15 to 20 minutes before a meal. Most people prefer doing it before breakfast or dinner, depending on how their body responds. Now, here's the part that matters just as much as the ingredients. Listen to your body. If you have a sensitive stomach, or if you're taking medications for blood pressure, digestion, or kidney function, it's a good idea to start slowly, maybe every other day. Watch how your body feels. If anything seems off, stop and consult your doctor. This is especially important if you're managing complex health conditions. Also, after drinking, it's wise to rinse your mouth with plain water. Apple cider vinegar is acidic and over time can affect tooth enamel. A quick rinse protects your smile while keeping the rest of your body supported. Some people turn this into a quiet morning ritual. They sip their drink on the porch, take a few deep breaths, and stretch gently before breakfast. Others use it to wind down in the evening before dinner. Either way, the key is consistency, not perfection. You're not trying to overhaul your whole life. You're simply giving your body one small act of kindness each day. And over time, that kindness adds up to better mornings, calmer digestion, steadier energy, and the quiet joy of knowing you're doing something good for yourself.
5. Real stories, real results. What this simple habit has done for everyday lives. Sometimes we don't need more facts or bigger promises. We just need to hear from someone who's been where we are. Someone who knows what it feels like to be tired, stiff, or uncomfortable, and who found a quiet way to feel better again. That's what this part is about. These aren't dramatic television transformations. They're real stories from real people who made a small change and saw what happened when they gave their body a little daily support. Let me tell you 3 of those stories. Margaret's story, finding peace after dinner. Margaret is 72 years old. She lives in a small Ohio town where the evenings are quiet and the neighbors still wave from their porches. She's a retired school teacher who spent her life guiding second graders through spelling lists, holiday crafts, and simple joys. But lately, dinner had become her least favorite part of the day. It started with bloating. Even small meals left her feeling heavy and swollen. Then came the reflux, slow at first, then more regular. Lying down at night felt like inviting fire into her chest. Antacids worked until they didn't. Her doctor prescribed acid reducers, which helped the reflux, but gave her persistent headaches and a sense of dull fatigue. Margaret was tired of trading one problem for another. That's when she read a quiet suggestion online. Warm water, apple cider vinegar, and baking soda, once a day before dinner. She tried it. The first time, it fizzed in the glass and smelled a little sharp, but it went down easier than expected. After just a few days, her bloating lessened. After 2 weeks, she noticed she could lie flat at night without fear, and after a month, she wasn't afraid of dinner anymore. It wasn't dramatic, she said, but it gave me back something I thought I'd lost, comfort in my own body. Walter's story, regaining movement, one step at a time. Walter is 68, a retired mechanic from Indiana. He spent 4 decades working with his hands, crawling under cars, tightening bolts, and standing on cold concrete floors. His hands once held tools with ease. But now, even holding a fork could make his knuckles ache. He had arthritis. His doctor offered anti-inflammatory medication, but Walter's stomach couldn't handle it. Physical therapy helped some, but the stiffness never really left. He wasn't looking for a miracle when he tried the vinegar and baking soda drink. He just wanted something that didn't make things worse. He started taking it in the evenings, warm water, a teaspoon of vinegar, and a small pinch of baking soda. The first week, nothing major changed, but by the 3rd week, something small did. Buttoning his shirt didn't make him wince. A month later, he was opening jars again. 2 months in, he was back in the garage, not fixing cars, but organizing tools with a quiet satisfaction. It's not that the pain vanished, he told me. It just stopped controlling me. That subtle shift, Reclaiming control is what changed everything for him.
Linda's story, when energy found its way back. Linda, 71, is a former librarian from Oregon. Her days used to be full of words, children's laughter, and that satisfying hush that only libraries hold. But retirement brought a slower pace and, eventually, an overwhelming fatigue she couldn't explain. She wasn't sick. Her tests were fine. But every day felt like walking through fog. Mornings were slow. Afternoons vanished into naps. Even enjoyable tasks like reading or tending her garden felt like too much. It was her longtime friend Claire who gently suggested the drink. Linda wasn't sure. She'd tried supplements, adjusted her sleep, even gave up afternoon coffee. But nothing changed. Still, something about the simplicity of it felt right. She began drinking it each morning. Warm water, vinegar, baking soda, slowly sipped before breakfast. It took time, but gradually, things shifted. She didn't need her nap by 2 p.m. She could walk to the mailbox without hesitation. She began writing letters again, tending her plants again. She described the feeling not as a burst of energy, but the quiet return of her rhythm. "I didn't feel like a new person," she said. "I just started feeling like myself again." Each of these stories began the same way, with a small decision, a willingness to try something simple, natural, and kind to the body. And while everyone's path is different, the message underneath is universal. Small changes, when done with care and consistency, can create a ripple of restoration, not because they fix everything, but because they remind you your body still wants to feel good. It just needs the chance. In the next part, we'll explore the specific ways this drink supports your joints, your digestion, your heart, and your energy. But remember, every benefit starts with one quiet moment, one small glass, one gentle shift, and you are always one choice away from starting your own story.
Small steps, big shifts. As we come to the end of this journey together, I want to leave you with something more than a recipe or a health tip, because this drink, this simple blend of vinegar, baking soda, and warm water, isn't just about digestion or joints or energy. It's about something deeper. It's a reminder that healing doesn't always have to be loud. That change doesn't need to be complicated, that sometimes the body just needs a little support and a little patience to start feeling better again. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to change everything overnight. You just have to care enough to try something small and give it a little time. Because when you do, your body notices. It responds. It recalibrates. And little by little, the weight lifts. The fog clears, the stiffness softens, the fatigue gives way to something steadier, more natural, more you. You've heard the science, you've listened to the stories, and maybe, just maybe, something in you is curious. If so, I invite you, gently, to begin. Start with 1 glass a day. Give yourself a week, maybe 2. Watch what happens. Not just in your body, but in how you feel about caring for yourself again. And if this message has spoken to you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend. Pass it on to someone who might be hurting quietly, looking for a first step. Your story might be the encouragement they've been waiting for. Remember this, you don't need to chase youth to feel alive. You just need to give yourself permission to feel better than you did yesterday. Thank you for spending this time with me. You matter. Your health matters, and your journey is still unfolding. With hope, with choice, and with heart. Take good care of yourself. You're worth it.